All right, Shalom. Before I get started, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Kodash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. And also peace and safety to the Akim that spread across the four corners of the world, is pushing out this truth with all diligence and putting their lives on the line to do so. I am the brother Karatazar, here out of Great Millstone, Atlanta. Here again, with the lesson going into the title of, the prophets being misused, because these people really, especially the people that know of us, know what we do, know that we're, into the scriptures and we hold ourselves, at a certain standard, which is according to the scriptures, of course. But, they still, basically disregard, that, they have such, enlightened, knowledgeable, a hopeful member of the elect around them, man. All right. So they, the brothers, are disrespected by, their family, even within their own household, of course, to throw it out there, this isn't, in every case, but in general, because, the apostles and the elders, they don't get the honor and respect, that they deserve throughout Israel, man. With the foundation that they laid, and the amount of years and work that they've put in, these people still, talk shit about the apostles and, go against the doctrine, which is ultimately, fighting against Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right, whether they know it or not. All right, but without further ado, this is 2 Chronicles chapter 36 and verse 16. It says, But they mock the messengers of the Most High and despise his words and misuse his prophets until the wrath of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai arose. It says arose. So the wrath of the Lord, is against these people ultimately because, they misused the prophets, and mocked them. It says they mocked, the messengers. All right, because the message, that's being given is from, the Heavenly Father, through Yahweh Shai, So that's the message that we're bringing forth, but instead, these people mock it, man. They laugh and scorn, they disagree, but on the other hand, it's not even like, they trying to figure it out themselves. They're basking in their wickedness, man. They're soaking in their wickedness and not trying to, find answers or, seek righteousness. They just talk shit about what we doing, and the Lord's going to put an end to that, man. All right. So us within ourselves, we have to have that level of respect and honor, charity, like the scriptures say, to one another, because you're not going to get that from the world. That's why it's important to really be careful with how you deal with brothers, man. Because you don't want to, offend, like the scriptures say, you don't want to offend one of the little ones, man. Because these people, they're going to have to pay for that, man. All right, so let me start this off at the top. 2 Chronicles 36 and 16. They mocked the messengers of the Most High and despised his words and misused his prophets until the wrath of the Lord Yahweh arose against his people till there was no remedy. You see? So they mocked and misused the prophets, man. You know, until the Lord was filled with anger. And that's how he is now, man. All right? The Lord is angry. You know? Because 2/3 of his people continue to go against the grain, man. You know? So the Lord is going to destroy him. From here, we'll grab this verse in Matthew. And I'm going to have to close up. Kind of ran out of time. Matthew 13, I'm going to go straight to the point, verse 57. It says, and they were offended in him, but Yahushua said unto them, a prophet is not without honor, save in his own country and in his own household. Let me read that. You know, I got it pulled up in the BBE version as well. Matthew 13 and 57. And they were bitter against him, but Yahushua said to them, a prophet is nowhere without honor, but in his country and among his family. You see? So a prophet, the works, and the things that's being done, these people really disregard it, but it let, one of these celebrities or, someone of a known name, let them, do something, to the level that we're doing through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, of course. Everybody is gonna be amused and amazed. Gonna be, big crowds, and so on and so forth. But, a prophet have no honor, man, in his own country. So the Lord is going to quickly reverse that, because remember, Akim, the scriptures speak about, the fame in the land. Even though that's not what we're seeking, the Lord is going to, it just has to happen that way, man. It just has to happen. Okay? So we just got to continue to fight, through all the obstacle courses where, there's going to be more people that's going to come up against us, more people who we know that's going to come up against us, so-called loved ones, but we already know it, all right? So when it does happen, it doesn't move you like it does to a common person, okay? So Lord willing that this lesson was edifying, I'm going to go ahead and close up by giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rachak Wadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And to the next time, Shalom.